right now?
Energy.
Energy, vital life force. This is something that my father talked about a lot and that we talk about a lot when we talk about him, about being able to feel his energy. I talk all the time about his energy still being alive and present in the world today. So we want to talk a little bit about what my father meant when he was talking about energy and just about what we all mean by energy in general.
So let's start with just a little bit of context about just all the different definitions of energy and then leading into what your father meant when he said energy or referred to energy. So, there's like 20 plus definitions of energy, and a lot of them are just in the scientific realm. So the scientific definition is something like the ability of a system to perform work, or is a property of objects which can be transferred to other objects. And then there's mechanical energy and quantum energy and all this kind of stuff. So we wanted to just say there's a lot of that kind of definition, but in the context of what we're talking about, I think the grounding is vital life force, or what the Asians or Chinese call qi. In traditional Chinese culture, it's known as qi, or breath, or air, or vital life force. And it's not just a scientific kind of reference, it's both spiritual and natural and actually literal.
And palpable.
Yeah, and something you can really feel. And then, there's also a kind of American and Western culture definition of energy, or just the colloquial definition of somebody's energy, like how they feel, what the vibe is, and how it's kind of used loosely.
Yeah, good energy, bad energy.
Yeah, exactly. Or that person has like up energy or down energy, the way that people talk about that. So, okay, back to qi, because that's kind of where your father comes from, the context. And then, so this is a concept that most Asians know about growing up. How did he kind of riff on it and turn it into his own explanation?
Well, my father certainly was familiar with the term qi. He didn't utilize that particular term that much in his own writing and expression, but he was very familiar with it. And for himself, he sort of talked about energy within the realm of one's own vital life force, one's own ability to create, to move, to accomplish, to motivate, to will, all of these different things. And he says, he talks about it in terms of like a creative and spiritual force that he can feel inside of him. But then he also talks about it in terms of not wasting this. It's the same thing, but not wasting this force, but, using your powers for good.